Hi, my name's Andy and this is this week's Shhh, and we're thinking about the theme of change. I wonder how changed you feel by the last few months. I wonder what change you've had to go through. Maybe even today you feel like change is on the way. I'm here on a kind of blustery, overcast day in Sheffield, and although we're in July, it does feel a bit autumnal. And seasons and even patterns in life remind us that change happens, and that's some of what we're going to be thinking about today. But to start with, we're just going to settle. And I just want to remind you of the reflection we've done a few times with this jar, and how often we can feel like this, shaken up. But as time passes, patterns begin to develop. The glitter settles, and it becomes easier to see what's going on. So we're going to spend a bit of time settling now. Slow your pace. Slow your breathing down. For the next 15 minutes, you don't have to do anything, be anywhere. You can put the in tray to one side. You can put the urgent just up on a shelf for a little while. You can focus on yourself. So just as life can shake us up, allow yourself time to settle, to see patterns, and to gently allow everything to calm. If you're sitting, sit back in your chair. Feel the chair on your back. Allow yourself to feel some peace. Listen to what's around you. Take interest in it. You can hear a bee buzzing, a bird in a tree, the wind blowing. If you're inside, look out the window and just allow yourself to take stock of life as it is right now. Just for these few moments, things can be calm. Maybe focus on your breaths. As you breathe in and you breathe out, allow yourself to slow. Maybe when you're breathing in, just imagine sucking in all the air particles. When you breathe out, imagine blowing a feather across a table just very gently. Make that all conscious. Allow yourself to be aware. Take some time now just to be still. As I said, today's theme is on change. We want to just think of two aspects of change. It's through the change that occurs in our lives. How do we cope with that? How do we navigate changes that we face? And then the change that we and others can be in the world. Lao Tzu said, "Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in the way they like." And it's a reality that change happens, and sometimes we can have very little influence on that. We have to ride the wave. But sometimes change feels oppressive to us and we don't really want it to happen. We're faced with tough choices in those times of what's in my control and what's not, and what's helpful to me, what's harmful. But it strikes me that often the two things that help us navigate change are balance and acceptance. I'm often really inspired watching great sports people excel, and Roger Federer is one of my favourites. One of the things that strikes me about him is that however much he's having to run around the court, different shots he's having to play, the moment when he hits the ball, he's always in a position of balance. And balance is a great thing to help us navigate change. We can balance out our personal life and our work life, inward time and outward time, expending energy and resting, different things like that, but feeling balanced, feeling a sense of balance when we face change is important, because it's this again, it allows things to be settled. When everything is shaken up, it's very hard to make decisions, and it's probably not a good time to do that. And when we allow a little bit of rhythm and balance to emerge in our life, it can be easier. So finding balance can sometimes mean just taking a little bit of time. It can sometimes mean waiting. It can sometimes mean taking advice, taking stock, being aware. So with the change that you're facing right now, how might you find some balance? And the second thought is acceptance, and that's what Lao Tzu is trying to suggest, that let reality be reality. Quite often the key to us navigating change is accepting where we are, accepting what's around us, accepting what's taking place, accepting those things that we cannot change. Acceptance is an elusive thing, but it enables us to see life as it is, not as we wish it would, or we think we deserve, or what it could be. It allows us to see things as they are. And quite often when change hits us, we feel this sense of injustice. It's not fair. Why me? But change comes to all of us. And even difficult, troubling, really hard changes, we don't welcome them, they're not good. But even those times, we need to find ways that accept, well, we are here. How do I move forward? How do I see beyond? What are the ways that you find acceptance? Are there friends that can help you gain perspective? Are there things that you can do in your life that just give you that time to sit back for a moment and to see things as they are? Is there an inner resilience that you can find? Is it rest, giving your brain the opportunity to get out of the mayhem and just to see things? Spend a few moments just considering what acceptance is to you right now and how you find it in your life. Some changes are good, some changes are needed, some changes are necessary and vital and important. We're in a period of intense change in our world right now, but some of those changes are about time. It's been moving and important to see all the things that have happened as a result of the incredibly tragic death of George Floyd, the Black Lives Matter movement, the marches, people taking the knee. The issue of racism being put front and centre in our world, and that's a change that needed to happen. It's long overdue. Many people have been remarking on not wanting to go back to the way the world was before lockdown, wanting a new normal. If there's a change that we want, what is it, and how might we make that happen? Gandhi famously said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world," that we need to embody the changes that we want to see happen. If we want to see a change to the way issues of prejudice or injustice are handled, we start by living those changes. If we want a new normal, then be it. Live it. And often we can think, well, what can I do? It's just me, a bald man with a beard in Sheffield. I can't change anything. The weird thing is that all change has started in moments like that. All of the deepest, most profound, most inspiring changes that have happened in our world have started with small groups of people, individuals, usually from positions of wondering what on earth they can do. Rosa Parks refusing to move from a seat on a bus. Incredible, moving, brave, beautiful example of how we can all be the change we want to see in the world. Margaret Mead said this: "Never doubt a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, is the only thing that ever has." What's the change you want to see in the world? How can you be that change? Who's going to be with you? Who can you gather together to effect that change, to be that change, to bring about that change? What are the changes that are needed in your hometown, in this country, in your area of work, in your community, amongst your friends, in our world? How can you be that change today? And usually it's just through small steps. Writer Steve Johnson said that change and big ideas happen through what he calls the adjacent possible, the next little doorway to go through. We don't have to go all the way to what can seem an insurmountable problem, but what's the next step? What's the next thing that we can do? One change that dominoes into another, that dominoes into another. Be the change you wish to see in the world. What change do you wish to see in the world today? How might you be that change right now? what's left for me to say is take care of yourself, be well, look after yourself and those who are near to you. And in these changing times, we're thinking of you all. Hope to see you really soon. In the meantime, take care. And there'll be another Shhh again next Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.